Centerville Amusement Park is one of the trickiest amusement parks to visit in the world. While the park is located in a major city, it is literally located on an island only accessible by a ferry. So is the extended journey to reach this park worth it? Find out in this review. The Toronto Islands are 15 small islands roughly 1.5 to 2 miles off the coast of downtown Toronto. These islands were home to Hanlan's Point Amusement Park until the 1930s and Sunnyside Amusement Park until 1955, but you still have one amusement park left today in Centerville Amusement Park. This park opened in 1967 and it's now a solid destination for families. Now let's talk about that arrival experience. This is the worst part about the park by far. It is a major time commitment. First, you must find a parking spot in downtown Toronto. This has two obstacles to it. First, it can be pricey, especially if the nearby Rogers Centre or Scotiabank arenas have sports games or concerts that night. 2. Traffic is nightmarish. Navigating the city streets is frustrating between the abundance of cars and because pedestrians get the walk sign while cars get the green lights to turn, which stops all motion. Once parked, you need to head to the Jack Layton Ferry Terminal and purchase a round-trip ticket for Centre Island. This costs roughly $9 Canadian as of 2022. You don't need to reserve a spot. It's first come first served, and the ferries seem to hold a lot of people. Ferries depart every 40 minutes. Once on board the ferry, you have a 15-minute journey across the water to Centre Island. The voyage offers a spectacular vantage point of Toronto's skyline, including the CN Tower. The return journey is the inverse and runs just as often. Once you reach Centre Island, Centerville Amusement Park is roughly a 5-minute walk away, but it's a relaxing stroll between the abundance of trees and water, and a lot of people on the island aren't there for the theme park. Centerville is a free admission park with multiple entrances. Once inside, you need to find one of the 3 ticket booths to purchase either a wristband or tickets if you want to go on anything. Adult wristbands cost roughly $38 Canadian as of 2022. Alternatively, you can purchase individual tickets for roughly $1.3 Canadian. Each ride costs 3 to 6 tickets, so if you want to ride several attractions, go with that all-day wristband. You have a ticket booth by the Bumblebee ride, which tends to get busier, as this is the closest one to the ferry terminal. I would recommend using the quieter ones further into the park by the Town Hall or Haunted Barrel Works Dark ride. Centerville isn't a particularly big park, so it's just an extra minute or 2 walk and you'll save quite a bit of time waiting in that physical line. In peak summer months, the park is open from 10:30 a.m. until 7 or 8 p.m. most days. But check the weather before visiting. The park tends to shorten its hours if storms are in the forecast, which is completely understandable given how everyone needs to take a ferry back home. So if there's major thunderstorms, that's problematic for them to get you out of there. I would avoid this park on a stormy day. This park's appearance and atmosphere is its biggest strength. This is a very charming park. As with the rest of Centre Island, you have a very well shaded park set along the water. Then the park's buildings have a 1900s turn of the century aesthetic. This creates a fun atmosphere, especially when paired with the energy of the cycling rides. I visited on a holiday weekend, and while there was a healthy crowd on both the island and park, lines were minimal. Almost every single ride was a walk-on. The one exception was the roller coaster, which sported a 15 to 20 minute wait all day long. That lines up with the reports I had heard prior to my visit. Operations were pretty good. Most rides were loaded quickly, and some rides like the Flume and Dark ride had more vehicles in the course than I expected for a park of this scale. The one ride that was not an efficient loader was that aforementioned coaster. The operator was only allowing 1 row of people on the platform at a time because he said he'd seen teenagers and adults push children out of the way for the front or back rows. If that's the case, I don't blame them. Now let's talk about that ride lineup. This park caters primarily to kids and families, so understandably, there's a large collection of rides that appeal to them. Rides have low height limits and many can be experienced by kids and parents alike. I love when family parks are set up in this manner. It creates great memories. You have several small spinning rides and a splash pad that were popular with the younger crowd. Adults will not find many thrill rides here, but there are some notable flats. The best of the bunch is easily the Scrambler. This model is placed indoors with lights and music. I have an entire video on the style of attraction, but I love when parks plus an average flat ride by placing it inside with effects. This one is a short cycle for a scrambler, but it has a high max speed, loud music, and lights reflecting off a disco ball. This ride has a party-like atmosphere, and it easily was my favorite ride at the park. Theme park historians will love the antique carousel. This 1907 Denzel carousel is a beauty with the hand-carved horses. After a 2017 flood that caused the park to open late, the ride was almost sold to Carmel, Indiana to cover Centerville's debts. But the sale was cancelled after Carmel removed it from the town's budget and Toronto helped Centerville out with their rent. Then there's a cool Eli Bridge Ferris wheel themed to look like a windmill. This ride offers nice views of both the island and Toronto skyline, similar to the ferry but a little higher off the ground. This isn't the only observation ride either. You also have some tracked car rides, both big and small. There are also swan boats that go out on the water. Then the Sky Ride travels over the midway and outside the park's boundaries. The lone roller coaster is the Toronto Island Mine Coaster, which is a miler kiddie coaster. This one isn't as wild as some of the other milers out there, but it's still an above average kiddie coaster. There's no airtime, but it's smooth, and some of the turns offer moderate laterals. Plus, the ride offers 2 laps. There's also a dark ride in Haunted Barrel Works. This station looks beautiful with all the physical props, and it got me excited the main ride would have a similar look to it. However, the ride was relatively short and filled primarily with carnival quality gags. I did like this guillotine effect towards the end though, it was really cool. This ride is on par with a lot of the older pretzel style rides still remaining. Not great, but classic. For water rides, the big one is the log flume. This is one of the shortest aero flumes out there, both in height and length. You have just a few turns, then a modest plunge at the end, but it's the perfect size for a type of park like this. One thing that surprised me was that this park did not have too many games to it. They instead chose to populate what little space they had almost entirely with rides and food stands. As for the latter, I didn't get any meals here due to my limited time, but they had some popular chains like Subway and Pizza Pizza available. So do I recommend Centerville Amusement Park? It honestly depends. I think this park is a must for kids. There is plenty for them to do, and this park has a lot of charm to it. They could easily spend an entire day here, and it's nice how lines are minimal, especially when compared to the nearby Canada's Wonderland. Roller coaster enthusiasts may not find this park worth their time though. While I really like the overall feel of the park, it is a pretty big time commitment for just 1 credit because you have to navigate the Toronto traffic and then use a ferry both ways. But if you're an amusement park fan who places an emphasis on atmosphere, you could have a fun few hours here. I know I did, but I probably won't be coming back anytime soon unless they add a notable attraction, primarily because of this location, and because I'd rather spend more time at Canada's Wonderland. But for a family park, this park does everything it should, and it's a really charming place. So those are my thoughts on Centerville Amusement Park. What are your thoughts on this Toronto family park? Do you like the park's looks and lineup? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.